Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Melanie back with Melanie Loves Death Metal. Happy Saturday. It's the weekend. Decided to start a whole new series on this channel. It's going to be what I'm listening to this week. On top of the new stuff that I get in the mail, I also pull out older albums and some stuff that's been out for a while, or some stuff that I've kind of neglected since I've gotten newer stuff. I try to rotate and listen to things throughout the week, just so that way, you know, they're not just sitting there collecting dust. So a couple things have been out that I'm going to show you today have been out for a couple of years, and then a couple stuff is relatively newer, within the last year, the last couple months. I buy so much new music that sometimes a tape or a vinyl will just sit for a couple of months because I'm continually getting stuff in. So with that said, in the background you're hearing coffin mulch, can't talk, and my dog is in the background as well, as always. This is their new album that I showed a couple of videos ago, Septic Funeral. I admittedly don't have the tape on me right now, so I'm just playing it on Bandcamp. My office is next to my kids' room, and they're in bed right now and I don't want to wake them up, so just using my phone for music right now. So anyway, let's get started with the tapes. I pulled out this first one after watching a live stream on Ken's Death Metal Crypt with Sedimentum. They currently have a split out with Sedimentum, which is phenomenal, but this is also their current EP that is out, and that is Phobophilic with Undimensioned Identities. So yeah, this came out, I believe, was it last year at the end of the year? Yeah, it was last year at the end of the year on Hostile Records. Great label. I bought this off Bandcamp, and I believe it's pretty much sold out everywhere now, so it's pretty hard to find. Comes on this really nice black tape with the stickers, and I absolutely love their logo. I just love the black and red together. So this is really, really good death metal. If you haven't heard Phobophilic yet, I definitely check them out. I am anxiously awaiting a full length, because this is phenomenal. Just really, really great, you know, old school sounding death metal, but they've got, you know, pretty much their own sound. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of praise about this band, and if you're watching this channel, you probably already know them, probably already heard this, but it's something that I pulled out after watching Ken's live stream because I was like, hey, I hadn't listened to this for a while. So yeah, so that's the first thing I've been listening to this week. Again, great stuff, and I really cannot wait for a new album from these guys. The next thing that I got out was something I actually got like 2 months ago and then unfortunately put it back into the tape rack because I've gotten so many other things recently, but I pulled this back out again after scrolling through somebody's Instagram feed and seeing that they just got it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a really, really good album too. And that is Heretical Sect, I can't say their name, with Raptarous Flesh Consumed. So this is like a black metal, blackened death metal band. Very different. It's not that old school, like, whisper sounding death metal. It's got different type of vocals. They've got their own sound. It's dark. It's yeah, I mean, the best way I can describe it is it's their own sound. Like, they have their own sound. I honestly don't really know who they actually sound like, if anything. Like, it's just this very different. Different in a good way. It's heavy as fuck. It's dark. It's great. I love the vocals on this. And I believe this was self-released because I don't see a label on anywhere. But yeah, so this is their, I think this is a full length. I can never remember those details, unfortunately. But yeah, so this came out last year, I believe, or actually no, it came out this year. This is a new release, now that I think about it. And I think a couple of distros still have these. I actually got this off their Bandcamp, so, but yeah, really good stuff. Check them out. Like I said, they're different. Definitely doing their own type of music style. Doesn't sound like anything else. Like, it definitely doesn't sound anything like this. Just definitely check them out. And I will caution that some people might not like it at first. For me, I loved it as soon as I popped it on. The next thing is another band that I saw on Ken's Death Metal Crypt. I actually had bought this tape about 2 weeks before they were on Ken's live stream. So I was pretty pumped, thinking like, hey, like this is a band that I love. Like I love this EP that they have out. And now Ken's exposing them to everybody, and now I'm starting to see their name everywhere. So I was really happy about that. Like again, love Ken's channel for that reason. And that is Coagulate with the Art of Cryptosis. Really good, old school sounding. I wouldn't say knuckle dragging death metal. It's just old school death metal sounding. Just a nice black tape with the white sticker. Again, I love their logo. I think they have one of the best logos right now as it stands. Yeah, this is really good. So if you haven't watched that live stream with Ken, definitely check it out, and definitely check this out. This is still popping up on distros everywhere. I think I can't think off the top of my head right now where I saw this last, but yeah, really good stuff. Definitely check this out if you have not. This is one of my favorite albums right now. And of course my iPad stops again, so sorry about that. Moving on to the next tape is a band called Maul, which I feel like might not need an introduction to anybody right now. This is phenomenal. This is their EP, Monarchy of Mold, or actually it might be a demo, whatever. It's 5 songs, so Maul is amazing. This is so good. There's like thrashy elements to it. There's death metal elements to it. I absolutely love this. And the fact that I hadn't listened to this for a while actually made me a little bit sad, because when I first got it, I listened to this every single day for several weeks. North Dakota, I believe they're from. It says Midwest Death. So yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. Check these guys out. I don't know if this is sold out on Bandcamp, but that's where I got this from. I got this off their Bandcamp. I will link things as I find them, as always, but definitely take a listen to this. Again, this is really, really good. These 2 albums right here were in my cycle of listening for several weeks after I got them. So re-listening to these again, they're probably going to be in my tape deck every single day now for the next couple of weeks. So really looking forward to new music from both of these bands for sure. And then the last tape that I have to show is something that I got from Barbaric Brutality. This is Defecatory with a compilation of an EP and I think a demo, Chasm of Perpetual Decay. The album artwork is phenomenal. The whole aesthetic of this tape is amazing. So yeah, again, really good, knuckle dragging, old school death metal. Look at that tape. It's gorgeous. And then the best part that I'm about to show you, and I showed this on my Instagram, is again, this is Barbaric Brutality and Hostile Records, I should say. Hostile Records has another variant of this as well, and this is Barbaric Brutality's release. But yeah, it's this death metal little logo right there. So yeah, again, the aesthetics of this tape are incredible. Really, really good death metal band here. Definitely check this out. Again, these 5 tapes that I just showed off, some of the best music that I've listened to so far this year. Just all amazing stuff. Great underground death metal bands that deserve all of the praise and more people listening to them. So that's it for the tapes. Now I'm going to move on to a couple of vinyls. Some of these, I think there's about, there's only one. No, there's 2. There's 2 that have been out for a couple years now, and then there's a couple that are from last year. So I'll start with the first one, and that is Defeated Sanity with the Sanguinary Impetus. I always say that wrong. Really good, brutal death metal band. I feel like Defeated Sanity doesn't really need an introduction to anybody if you're watching this video. This is their latest release from last year, a really nice gatefold, and then I opted to do the random colored vinyl pressing off of Bandcamp, and I got like this orangey yellow. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting. It's not the best, but yeah, again, really good brutal death metal. This album is phenomenal. And when I popped this on the turntable a couple days ago when I got back from Disney, I was like, yep, I still love this album. It's still pretty fantastic. Again, brutal death metal, so keep that in mind. It's not that old school death metal. It's definitely got a little bit of Cannibal Corpse-ish sounding to it. Get in the sleep. Come on, man. Alright. But yeah, Defeated Sanity. I feel like they don't need much of an introduction at all. Pretty popular band in terms of brutal death metal. The next one is, I feel like, I know it was on like Decibel's top 40 for 2018 and stuff like that, but I feel like it's kind of gone a little bit on the sleepy side where I'm not really seeing as many people talk about it as much or anything like that, which makes sense considering there's so much new stuff coming out. But this is definitely one of my favorite death metal albums at the moment within the last 5 years that have come out, and that is Ossuarium's Living Tomb. This is on 20 bucks spin, as you can see by the sticker. Fucking fantastic old school sounding death metal, and there are some just riffs on this album that get stuck in my head for days and days and days, and they're just like a jam fest death metal riffage on here. This is the green and black splatter variant that I have. Again, fantastic album. When I first heard this, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I listened to this when I first got this, and then I finally was able to snag a repress because they were sold out when I first started listening to this band, and ever since I've just been waiting for an announcement for another new album to be coming out. This is definitely one of my favorite bands on 20 bucks spin label right now, and definitely if you have not heard this yet, check it out. I always recommend this if somebody's always like, hey, I'm going to be spending some money at 20 bucks spin, what should I buy? I'm always like, get this if they have it. It's incredible. Again, I think this came out the same year as Tumult, Manor of Infinite Forms, and so, you know, again, there's just a lot of death metal bands that came out that year with the old school death metal revival. I feel like was really strong in 2018. This definitely was on year-end releases, but I think it deserves to be a little bit higher on some people's, because I find it to be fantastic. So a release from last year that I actually was in love with when it first came out. It took me forever to find a vinyl because it was just selling out everywhere. I was able to find it on 20 bucks spin because they do have a distro releases. But yeah, Faceless Burial with Septation or Spectation. I always say it wrong. Aussie Boys. I feel like this doesn't need any introduction at all. Came out on MSUO. Just really, really good, brutal sounding death metal. Amazing riffs. It's a really good album. And this definitely was one of my favorite albums to come out last year. I feel like it probably would have been, if not my favorite album, if there were a couple other ones that hadn't come out last year. But yeah, really good. Their tape is definitely flying around distros. I know that for a fact. I've seen it several places, but the vinyl is pretty hard to come by these days. It comes with this really cool, like, cardstock insert and then this poster. So yeah, this is a phenomenal album. I feel like I don't really need to talk much about this because, again, this is a pretty popular one. I know a lot of people just love the shit out of this band, and especially this album. But yeah, listen to this again. I'm probably gonna go and listen to this when I'm done making this video because it sounds phenomenal on vinyl. The sound of this is just so good, and I cannot wait till I get my new turntable in a couple of days because just the one I have now, it works, but I know that I can have a better sounding, a better quality one, and so I finally ordered one. So it's gonna be coming, and I'll probably do a video on that too. But yeah, this is really, really good album. Next one is another one of my favorite albums that came out last year, and I don't think I need to really talk about this at all. Is Caustic with Death Posture. You guys know Caustic, super group, death metal group. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. This is an amazing like death grind album. Yeah, I'm not saying much because I feel like I don't really need to go into insane details about how amazing this album is. And this was definitely, it's just plain black vinyl. This was definitely heavy in the rotation when I first got it, when I actually was finally able to get it, because this sold out super fast and the represses were gone, and then they released like a special clear variant towards the beginning or the end of the year, beginning of the year, I don't remember, and that's gone. So yeah, this Caustic Rune, amazing band, amazing album. I just don't think I really need to say anything other than that. Also on Profound Lore. Don't know if you can find this anywhere. You might be able to snag a black one somewhere. I'm not sure, but again, it took me a while to be able to find this. They might have released some new ones by now, but I'll link it if I can find anything. And then finally, for the last one, this is probably, again, with Ossuarium, and then obviously Faceless Burial. This album is probably one of my favorite death metal albums to come out in recent years. It's definitely high up there on the list, and that is, and again, I don't think this needs any introduction either, and that's Outerheaven's 2018 Realms of Eternal Decay. So this came out on Relapse Records. They've done a bunch of represses on this anymore. They've done a bunch of presses of this, so this is not a first press. This is a silver pressing that I was able to get. I absolutely love the artwork on this. Outerheaven is an amazing band. I still have yet to get the live album that they have out right now. I've heard that sounds amazing. But yeah, just the artwork on this is great. And I know this was a favorite when this came out a couple years ago, so I don't think I need to talk much about this either. But this one, I can honestly tell you, I probably have spun this more than any of my other vinyl records that I have. When I first heard this, I was blown away. I don't know, something about it just really hit me hard, and then I just fell in love with it. And no, it wasn't the silver vinyl, because I recently just got this vinyl. I got this vinyl towards the end of last year. I think it was December, November time frame. After just listening to the shit out of the digital version, I finally pulled the plug and bought it when I saw that Relapse repressed these on different variants. So yeah, this is definitely that old school death metal vibe, but it's like a different, not the same recipe as like Tomb Mold and stuff like that. Like they definitely got their own sound to them. It's different. The vocals are different to what I normally listen to. But yeah, like again, I don't think I really need to go into much detail about this album, but always love reconnecting with this when I haven't listened to it for days or weeks, and I put it back on. It's like, yep, I still love this as much as I did when I first heard it. So yeah, again, just the vinyl is beautiful, and I'm hoping that I gotta just get that live vinyl. I've seen it around, and I just gotta pull the trigger and get it before it's sold out. So that's all that I had, and I think that was perfect timing because I believe the album is also over, which is awesome. So yeah, I will probably do this every week. Try to show my collection, all the different stuff I have, before I just break down and do like this is my collection update where I go through A to Z. But I buy so much stuff, like I feel like those videos are going to be outdated within a couple of weeks, but I might start doing that, especially with the tapes. I have a lot of tapes that I haven't shown off on my Instagram, and just a lot of cool ones that I feel like I need to talk about, a lot of underground metal bands that maybe not everybody has heard a lot about. So yeah, thank you again for all the support, especially with the people that are commenting. I love the comments. Please continue to do that. I love hearing what you guys think about the stuff that I'm showing. And then for the next couple of videos that I have. Definitely gonna do a collection update because, like I said, I have a bunch of stuff that I got today that I know I'm getting on Monday, and then obviously next week. And then I also got the Creator box set that everybody's been talking about, so I'll probably do a video completely dedicated to that. I wanted to listen to all the records first to see how they sound so I can talk about the sound quality. I've gotten through the first 2 today. Actually, I'm sorry, no, I got through 3 of them. I didn't do it in order though, so I've gone through 3. I still have 3 more left to listen to, and I haven't watched like the DVD or anything like that it came with. So I wanted to just do an actual review on it after I've had some time with it, so that'll be coming in the next couple days. All right guys, thank you.